Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe. Hi, I'm Rob from robandphoto.com, and in today's little video I'm going to be giving you 12 hot hints and tips for using your HTC One Max, or I guess probably HTC One Android smartphone as well. If you don't know already, the One Max is a phablet, or maybe you'd want to call it a super phone. It's got this massive, fantastic 5.9 inch screen. It's got like a metal and plastic body, full resolution, bright display, and really is something to behold indeed. But there's some things that you could do to make it a little bit easier to use. Now, some of these you'll know, some of these maybe you won't. Some of them I've found out myself, most of them I've read off the internet. So number one is, if you like Google Now, press and hold the home screen, and Google Now pops up. And again, with Google Now, the more you use Google, the more you've got things. So it knows that I've been looking for rumours about the new HTC One 2014, and then it knows where I am, so that comes up. On Android phones, stock Android phones, you swipe up, but again with the Sense UI you just press and hold the little home screen, which is down in the bottom right hand side, just down there, like so. Okay, so that's the first hint. Now, the other thing you can do as well is the little home screen, which is down here where my right thumb is. This might be difficult to see on the video, but right there, if you double tap it, you get all your recent applications. So that's like your multitasking menu. On lots of stock Android phones, normally it's like a layer of things, but with HTC One, it's double tap home. Let's press home to go back again. Now, the other thing you can do as well is that if you want to if you double tap that, and then you can press and hold, and that will go straight into it, or you can flick them away as well, I think. Let's just go into it. Can we do that? Yeah, there we go. And you could get rid of things as well. I think that's a bit like closing them as well. So next one. Now, if you want to change any of the settings on your phone, obviously you could swipe down like this and then press that. But no, we can do things faster. If you take two fingers and swipe down, we're straight into the settings. How cool is that? Nice and fast. If you want to change something on one of your home screens, all you need to do, squeeze together, and that pops up. So now we can add any widgets, or we could add any apps to our home screen. And again, we can select which kind of home screen we're going to work on. We could add another home screen up here, and also we could select another home screen to actually be the home. So we could have Blink Feeders home, our main one, or it could be something over here. So when we turn the phone on, that's the screen it goes for. You probably know this one already, but if you get a phone call, flip it upside down and that will reject the phone call. Now, a couple of camera tips now. If you ever fancy using a remote shutter, all you need to do is turn on your Bluetooth, pair it with a old Bluetooth headset, or maybe you've got a new one, and when you're in the camera app, when you press the button, it'll take a picture. How cool is that? You've probably got one of these hanging around somewhere that you don't use anymore, so use a Bluetooth earpiece as a remote shutter. Another sort of hint and tip is to do with the docking station at the bottom. Now, with the HTC One Max, because it has such a fantastically beautiful big screen, it's very tempting to fill everything up with folders of apps, a bit like I have here. However, always have the camera app by itself, because when you turn the phone off and you turn it on again, when you're in the kind of the lock screen, the camera, if you just flick it up, if it's by itself, we're straight into the camera, and we don't need to if I get the case out of the way, and then we don't need to unlock it, so that's nice and fast. Now, if we do anything, it would then take us to the lock screen. So my little hint and tip is always have the camera app in your app tray at the bottom, so that you don't have to unlock the phone when a photo opportunity pops up. What's next? Right, so another thing you can do as well is, you may well, they're cooking in the kitchen, you may well want to go straight to the lock screen. So the idea is that when you turn the phone on, let's turn it off. When you turn it on, we go to this screen, don't we? And so then I have to unlock it, and then I would then use I could use my finger to unlock it on the fingerprint scanner, or I could put a could put a code in, whereas what you can do as well, if you go into settings and then go into security, you can put bypass lock screen on wake. So what this means is as soon as the phone turns on, it goes straight into the security screen. So if I say lock phone immediately, so turn it off, and we go straight into this for unlocking the phone. So that's easy, isn't it? That's really, really fast, rather than going to let's go back to security. If we undo that one and then we turn off the phone, we've got to do this, and then we've got to do this. And that kind of brings me to one of my other sort of tips, is I would suggest that although the fingerprint scanner is okay, let's just go straight to lock screen again, I would say change your screen lock to a pattern rather than the fingerprint scanner, because the fingerprint scanner is okay, but it does have a tendency not to work a few times and it can get a bit frustrating. So go into security, tap on screen lock and change it to pattern rather than having it on the fingerprint scanner. Now, what's next? Right, yes, another setting to make your battery last even longer, even though the HTC One Max has a massive battery that lasts sort of 2 days. If you go into your settings screen, you'll see here we have power saver, and what that will do is it reduces the cycles on your CPU, so it turns the brain down a little bit. It reduces the screen brightness, turns off vibration feedback, and whenever your screen goes off, it turns off your Wi-Fi connection or your data connection. So that's really good for saving battery power, and you could individually do these as well. So yeah, go for that. So that's nice and easy. And again, to get into that, you just go into settings, whoop, and put on power saver. I'll just turn it off for now. What else have we got? Oh, right, the HTC One Max is a fantastic phone, fantastic device for watching videos, looking at YouTube, generally consuming media. So get yourself an unlimited data plan. I've just gone over to Virgin in the UK, which is unlimited data. Fantastic, don't have to worry about it. You can watch Netflix, I'd like to say all day, but you can't really. Obviously there's a fair usage policy as well, but don't restrict yourself if you can with like a 500 meg plan or something like that. Go for 5, 8 megabytes or unlimited. Talking of unlimited, get yourself a memory card as well. Unlike its smaller brother, the HTC One, the One Max has a micro SD slot underneath the case in the back, and it can take up to a 64 gigabyte micro SD card. I've got a 16 gigabyte in there. Fantastic, you can install lots of music, photographs, whatever I want. They're incredibly cheap from Amazon, so get yourself a micro SD, bang it in. And kind of my final tip is get yourself a case to protect it, because obviously being a big heavy phone, if you drop it, it would be a nightmare, wouldn't it, if you crack the screen. This is the standard flip case. It doubles up as a sort of display holder, so you can kind of hold it, have like that for watching movies. There is also the next case that I'm going to get, if I get some more money out of Suzanne, is I'm going to get the battery case, the official HTC battery case, which adds another 1200 milliamp hours of power. So that's amazing. So the phone will probably last, I don't know, 3-4 days on a single charge, which is, that's what phones used to do, didn't it? So there we go, that's it. They're my 12 tips, with a few more thrown in as well, for getting the most out of your HTC One Max Android superphone. My name's Rob from robandphoto.com, and thanks for watching.